Welcome to this introductory online workshop on climate change. This presentation is specifically designed for Latin America and the Caribbean and is part of the WISE Girl-led Action on Climate Change of Latin America and the Caribbean. This presentation was compiled by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, or FAO for its acronym in English. Within this workshop, we shall look at what is climate change, how it is affecting Latin America and the Caribbean, and what can we do to help reduce its effects. A simple explanation of climate change is a long-term shift in weather patterns. Climate change can affect our lives in every way. Climate change can disrupt food availability, reduce access to food, and affect food quality. Basically, climate change reduces agricultural productivity. Climate change also alters the life cycle of plants and animals, increasing the intensity and frequency of fires, storms, and periods of drought. Climate change has a range of impacts on the physical, mental, and health of communities and individuals. Warm weather is expected to increase the risk of illness and death from extreme heat and poor air quality. Global warming is one measure of climate change and refers to the rise in the average global temperature. Human activities such as industrialization, deforestation, and intense agriculture has increased emissions of greenhouse gases, causing global temperatures to rise. The average global temperature is directly linked to concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Concentration of greenhouse gases has been rising steadily since the Industrial Revolution, resulting in rising global temperatures. Carbon dioxide is responsible for 3/4 of the greenhouse gases. Its increased concentration is largely due to burning of fossil fuels. Climate changes have occurred naturally over 650,000 years, fluctuating between the Ice Age and warm periods. Modern-day climate change refers to the alteration in the weather patterns at a much faster rate due to human activities. Global warming is caused by many factors. Carbon dioxide levels are increased by the burning of fossil fuel, wood, solid waste, and as a result of certain chemical reactions. In addition to industrial energy needs, some procedures create greenhouse gases emissions by converting raw materials into resources, such as creating metal, producing wood, and concrete. Trees and plants use carbon dioxide in the air as part of photosynthesis. When forests are cut down and grasslands dug up, it means that more carbon is released into the air and less is absorbed by photosynthesis. Agriculture generates greenhouse gases emissions through the clearing of vegetation and plowing to allow for land use changes. Waste disposal contributes to greenhouse gases emissions as well, whether the garbage is being compacted into a landfill, incinerated into a plant, or burnt in someone's backyard. Increased consumption of natural resources has increased the release of greenhouse gases, allowing for a greater amount of radiation of the sun's heat to be trapped, thereby warming the planet. This causes the oceans to become warmer and the glaciers and ice sheets to melt at an increased rate. El Niño and La Niña are climate patterns in the Pacific Ocean that can affect weather patterns worldwide. El Niño or La Niña events typically last 9 to 12 months, but can last for years in some cases. These events occur every 2 to 7 years on average, but they don't occur on a regular schedule. El Niño events are the warming of the central and eastern tropical Pacific, while La Niña events are the reverse, with a sustained cooling of these same areas. El Niño brings volumes of warmer water, which causes drier and warmer air into the US and Canada, thereby increasing flooding and wetter weather in the US Gulf Coast. Migration of tropical fish into waters that are normally cold, and the extension of the Pacific jet stream. La Niña is a cold event. Trade winds push warm air towards Asia, causing drought in the southern US and heavier rains and floodings in the Pacific Northeast and Canada, as well as more severe hurricane season, variable polar jet stream, and the migration of cold water fish to normally warm waters. The sun's heat is a good thing. It makes life on Earth possible. A small amount of the incoming solar radiation gets trapped by the gases in our atmosphere. Greenhouse gases act as a layer of insulation that prevents heat from escaping. Without these heat-trapped gases, our planet would be an icebox. Human activities have been piling onto the Earth's natural greenhouse effect for a while now. As a result, the atmosphere is trapping more heat and causing the planet to heat up faster. The main greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, and ozone. Climate change includes global warming, along with other shifts in weather patterns, like an increase or decrease in average rainfall. In the Earth's history, this is the first time that climate changes have been caused by the actions of human beings and happening so quickly. Volcano eruptions increase greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The Industrial Revolution has increased greenhouse gases levels at an increased rate. Global average sea level has risen by 8 inches or 21 centimeters since 1900, with about 3 of those inches or 7.5 centimeters occurring since 1993. On a positive note, biodiversity can support efforts to reduce the negative effects of climate change. Conserved or restored habitats can remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, thus helping to address climate change by storing carbon. Latin America and the Caribbean have been hit hard by climate change and extreme weather. This undermines human health and safety as well as food and energy security. It impacts lower-lying islands, river basins, rainforests, and repeats. Marine life and coastal ecosystems face growing threats from ocean acidification and heat. Sea level rises, increasing the risk from storms and hurricanes. Glaciers are important water sources. The rate of ice loss has accelerated since 2010 because of rising temperatures. 2020 was among the warmest years on record in Latin America and the Caribbean. There were intense droughts, heat waves, wildfires, tropical storms, hurricanes, and heavy rainfall. The southern Amazon was the most active year of fires in 2020. The Amazon risks becoming a net source of carbon if the forest loss continues. Climate change is a social issue and exacerbates existing inequalities. Women are more likely to live in poverty. In rural communities, women and girls undertake the labor of gathering food, water, and household energy resources. Women represent about 60 to 80% of global rural agricultural workforce, but lack ways to reduce climate change. Recycle and reuse. Turn off electronics when not in use. Eat less meat, more local vegetables. Switch to renewable energy, such as solar, wind, hydroelectric power. Spread your knowledge of climate change with others. No good deed is too small.